FCA, we aim to eliminate the illiteracy of the 21st century. Illiteracy, we believe, is not the ability to read or write, but it is the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. We aim to eliminate this by closing the gap between the industry and the academia using programs such as the one being conducted right now. Today's session shall be started by trainer Saad Hassan Aslam. Trainer Saad is a qualified chartered accountant from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan. He holds over 14 years of experience in finance and has worked in a plethora of organizations varying from fertilizer to technology. He is the holder of the Presidential Award for Academic Excellence and has trained under the very best of minds during his training period at A.F. Ferguson and Co. Chartered Accountants, a member firm of the PwC network in Pakistan. I now invite Saad to take up the mantle and start today's proceedings.
Thank you, Faisal, and I welcome all of you to today's fabulous session. Okay, so guys, Finance Newbie Toolkit is actually a brainchild of finance professionals, Faraz Rafiq, Saad Hassan, and Awais. We three of us actually talk together about how can we, improve the skills of newly inducted finance professionals. We were actually seeing a gap between academia and industry. So we tried to sort of fill this gap by introducing a program through which students can improve their skills. So let's formally proceed. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you can
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay, good. Here we go. So on your screen, you can see a couple of tools, things that we might have been using 20, 25 years ago. And some of you might have seen this and some of you might have used it too. But today, we can't use these things just because there's an evolution, because there's a change in time, there's a change in era. And what has happened after this change, that we can see a revolution in corporate sector. Some old companies which were once big giants, they are not seen in corporate world these days. Nokia is one of the example that Nokia was a tech giant and BlackBerry was also one of them. But Samsung and Apple, they took a major share of market. They introduced new technology in the market, and then later on, Nokia and BlackBerry they lost their market shares. Similarly, Netflix, that was just an idea that they can share information online, and Blockbuster, that was one of the giant which had chain and outlets throughout USA, that was overtaken by Netflix. And similarly, Barnes and Noble, this is a bookstore that was founded in USA in 1886, and it has around 500 outlets in USA. But Amazon, that took over the share of Barnes and Noble in just a few years, and now Amazon sales of books is many folds as compared to Barnes and Noble. So there's a shift in business models going on in the market. And your Airbnb, Uber, Booking.com, these are examples which we are all familiar with them. That how Uber has revolutionized the taxi industry, how Booking.com has posed a challenge to hospitality industry, and Airbnb is also the example that hospitality industry has been impacted by this. So these are all examples of revolution in the whole world. And what's happening? It's just a disruption. Our business models are going to disrupt. New technologies and innovation, this is happening all around the world and across all the areas. Finance function is also impacted through technology and innovation. And there are 5 areas, 5 emerging technologies that are disrupting the future of finance. The very first one is advanced analytics. So now we have advanced analytics, which is impacting the finance function, because we have technologies that we can use analytics functions to, we can see, analyze this data through our tools. And big data is also an example that we have tons of data produced every day, and we can use advanced analytics to filter this data and get information out of it and make valuable decisions. This is also an emerging area. And the second one is blockchain. Let me minimize it. Okay, so blockchain technology, it's a word that we heard a couple of years ago. This is also disrupting industries, and also this is going to impact finance function in future. Just like we would have contracts, we would have distributed ledgers, which would be more streamlined and which would have more better controls. The third area is RPA, robotics process automation. And this RPA has been in place for the last 20 years, and this has been embedded with ERP systems. And I would cover RPA in much more detail to give you an insight that how it is impacting finance function and which areas it has touched. And the fourth is cloud computing. So you might be well aware of SaaS, software as a service. So just like we have now everything on cloud, more just like we had previously hard drives, we had USBs, and now we have online spaces just like box.com, so where we can place all our data and we can access it from there. Likewise, ERP systems, they are now also moved to the online clouds. So we have the option, either we can use a desktop version or we can use a cloud version. So this area is also impacting and disrupting finance function, that how we can use our ERP systems and what control which clients have and what control ERP systems have. And the fifth one is artificial intelligence. Yes, artificial intelligence is also going to disrupt all the areas, including finance. And because we have tons of data, and using artificial intelligence, we can have a pattern of different patterns out of data, and we can use those patterns for our own decision making and or for our own information. And similarly, we can improve risk management using artificial intelligence, because using patterns, we can easily figure out that what are the issues and what are the risks which we need to mitigate. These are the 5 core areas which I believe that which are impacting the future of finance, and they have the capability to disrupt how we are doing our everyday works in finance. So moving on. So let's start with the basics. I'm covering this area just before going towards the our roadmap and our basic areas of toolkit, just to give you an overview that what is happening around, and what this toolkit is going to help you guys in accelerating your career. So just I am starting from the basics. So what finance function has to do? Actually, finance function, in very simple terms, finance function does bookkeeping. So where they assemble and collect information, and that information is analyzed. And out of that analysis, we produce some reports and some insights, and that are given to the management. We give advice to the management, and management does decision making out of that. And then that is applied to business decisions to produce an impact on the business. So ultimately, this is a chain which is going to impact. And then if you can see that this arrow ultimately joins back to, because out of this impact, we collect more information, and that is again tracked into the system. And then this cycle goes on. And on very extreme left, if you can see that finance works in isolation in accounting, where in accounting function, they are just getting information, they are putting it into the system and into ERP system or accounting system, and then that is being analyzed through different tools, through BI tool and other tools, and then out of that information is produced. And on the extreme right side, finance function has to work with others, with other departments and with other functions, just like you might have heard a terminology, finance business partnering, where finance people have to partner with business to produce result for the business, to create value for the business. And here that lies on the right hand of side, where finance produces information and then advises others that how that information can be used for the well-being and growth of the business. And moving on, I will elaborate it further that on information front, uh, it's according to a survey, 39% of the tasks they were from finance function, they were spent on, they were used in information gathering. And but moving on, this has to be reduced because we have innovation in place, we have automation in place. So this is going to reduce. And now, according to a survey, it would come down to around 20%. And insights, yes, insights on insight level, we would have a ratio, a similar ratio, more or less. And then on influence side, there is desired level of 28% because the finance people have to increase their influence, keeping in view the latest trends and latest requirements. And likewise, on impact side, finance people have to increase their impact within the organizations. And if I put it into a diagram, that entry level guys were previously working, they were putting more focus on information gathering, but desired level is that they have to move a little bit forward. So they have to increase their strengths and increase their skills in insight area. Likewise, business partners, managers, and controllers, they also have to move a little bit forward, and they have to increase the skills in the influence side. And C-suite, just like CFOs and the director level people, they have to move one step further and to increase their impact. So we can see there is a transformation that is happening across all the areas. And likewise, since our program is linked with newbies, so you guys will be impacted with information insight area. So you guys have to look that what are the skills which lie in this area, so that you can improve and target those skills. So moving on, yes, here I have put basic functions of a finance into a pyramid, and it is broken into 4 areas. And our 40% of chunk that pertains to transaction processing, that is number generation. Here we produce numbers, we gather information, and that number is presented in form of a report. And 20% of finance tasks that belong to reporting. And then out of these reports, we analyze these reports, and through analysis, we have questions: what, why, how. And through these reports and analysis, we control our decision, we control business. That if cost is going up, then we will how we can reduce it, how we can manage it. And if revenue is going down, we can question that how we can increase it. So through this, we can make decision making, and we can take valuable decisions for business to take it forward. And once those decisions are implemented, that would have an impact on the business. So keeping in view these 4 areas, mostly newbies, they are working in the lower 2 parts, right? And here basic skills apply. And on the upper half, we have some core competencies, some high level skills that usually managers and above they exercise. Right in this course, we would be focusing on the below 2 areas, where we can see that what are the skills that you have to learn, and what skills you need to learn quickly, so that you can accelerate your career growth. So moving on, uh, so once transformation will happen, so where it would impact the most. So let's first of all look at the transformation, that what kind of transformation can happen. So there would be a role transformation, that in that case, as I already mentioned you, that every role has to move a little bit forward. So role transformation is going to take place, and then we have process redesign, that our processes are automated, and through automation, some tasks that were previously done manually, they would be then automated. So that would also have an impact on how we are doing things. And then we have value added services, that just like there are some functions we usually outsource, like just like taxation and other areas, we usually outsource them to some consultants. So in that way, the requirement of that task within the organization would be reduced, and manpower will be reduced in that area. And similarly, we have integrated functions, that integrated systems, where multiple systems across the company, they are linked with one another. They have integration with one another, and in this way flow of information would be more better. So these four areas would primarily impact the transformation, and as a result, what would happen, that transaction processing, data entry, this area would be minimized. So approximately 40% of tasks would be reduced to 10% around. And likewise, reporting is 20%, so that would also reduce to 10%. So these are the areas which would be mostly impacted by transformation. And the area where the room for a growth that is appearing, that would be decision support, that is increasing from 10% to 50%. And you can, if you can notice that transaction processing, which was a major chunk, major manpower was required in this area, so this is now reducing with the application of technology, with the transformation in place. So this is the area which is mostly impacted through transformation. And for you, it's more important, just because you guys are sitting in this area, and new people who are joining the new organizations, who are in early part of their career, who are mostly working on transaction processing, who are working on reporting. So they have to see that how they have to upskill themselves, which skills they have to unlearn, and which skills they have to relearn. So this is food for thought for all of you. And our core goal of this program is that we have to teach you those skills through which you can quickly jump yourself to the upper half of the pyramid. Let's move on. So this is RPA area. uh, just a minute, let me remove this obstacle. This is okay. So RPA, as I mentioned earlier, that I would discuss it a bit in more detail. So RPA is actually robotics process automation. So through this process, we automate some manual tasks, and we can improve the way we are doing things, and manual things would be automated. So there are 5 to 10 areas which are mentioned on your screen, where RPA can have its impact. And you can notice that most of these tasks are done at below half of the pyramid, just like at transaction processing and at reporting area. Just like standard journal entries, so entries creation is a junior level task, but there are some recurring journals in the system, which if we define that how that could be done, the system can do it automatically every month. So in this way, manually doing these tasks, that would be eliminated. So similarly, intercompany reconciliations, these can also be automated. And regulatory reporting, some they are we can also instruct system, that system can automatically pull some reports out of the system and send directly to regulators. And likewise, bank reconciliations, they can also be automated in the system. So these are the areas which have potential of automation, huge potential of automation, and ERP systems are helping a lot in automating these areas. So this calls for the need that finance professionals have to rethink, and they have to improve their skills. They have to think now that which areas they have to focus, and so that they can how they can be ahead of the game, how can be the ahead of the game against those who are not well aware right now. Okay, let's move on. So this is a jobs landscape in 2022 that was shared by World Economic Forum in its report, and this report was published in 2018. So as per this report, uh, they have showed that what are the top 10 emerging jobs by 2022, and what are the top 10 declining jobs by 2022. So you can notice that 75 million jobs would be eliminated, or they would be declined by after 2 years, and 133 million, roughly 133 million jobs would be created. But you can notice that jobs which are declining, that number is low, but jobs which are going to increase, that number is higher. But there are some areas where jobs are declining, but there are some other areas in which jobs are emerging. So some areas are going to vanish over a period of time, and some new areas, just like data analytics and data scientists, AI, machine learning, these are the areas, big data scientists. So these are the areas which are emerging. So new technology specialists, they are emerging, so in this way. And you can notice that uh, accounting, bookkeeping, and payroll clerks, data entry clerks, and accountants and auditors. So these are among top 10 skills which are at the risk. And especially accounting and bookkeeping, they are at the top two. And another amazing fact which I am going to share with you is that World Economic Forum has shared another report this year in 2020, in which they have shared the job landscape of 2025. So, as per their research, they have shown that what are more changes which have emerged in past couple of years, and which they have incorporated into their report. And you would be amazed to know that accountants and auditors, this number has jumped from 7 to 4, number 4. In their previous report, accountants and auditors, that was on number 7, and now it has ranked up to number 4. So this should be the area of concern, that why they are thinking that accountants and auditors and bookkeeping, payroll areas, these are the areas which where job demand is decreasing. So it means that accountants and finance professionals who are starting career in this area, they have to think about it now, so that before going redundant, they can upskill themselves, and they can be a part of transformation. This is a typical finance function role. Sorry, these are typical finance function roles, and you can see that CFO is the top, and we have treasury on the left, and then we have financial accounting area, then we have management accounting area, and similarly we have audit function. So these are 4 core areas of any typical finance function. So the areas which are at the most risk, they are financial accounting and auditing. And mostly finance professionals and accounting professionals, they are starting their career from these areas. So it means that when demand in these areas is decreasing, and people who are doing finance degree, and they are entering these professions in these roles. So there will be struggle at their end, and also their demand is decreasing, so demand of other areas would be increasing at the same time, just like decision support, management management reporting, financial analysis. These are the areas, finance business partnering. These are the areas which would be more in demand. So you have to focus on skills where you can quickly learn these areas, and you can jump towards the more growth, more demand areas. So this should be the game plan. And this is also our core purpose of this program, where we can inculcate you skills, where you can learn skills of this area quickly, and you would be prepared for jumping into the next role, into the next up the ladder. So moving on, these were the skills which were mentioned by World Economic Forum report of 2022. And you can also notice that which are growing, they were mostly soft skills, or there were the skills which relate to which relate to thinking or problem solving, leadership skills. These are the skills which relate to human beings, which relate to intuition. And skills on the right hand side which are declining, they are memory, verbal tasks, right, reading, and quality control, and manual tasks which can be done by computers, which can be done by robots at a rapid speed. So and human beings can't beat robots and computers in speed. Yes, but human beings can beat computers in intuition areas, in thinking areas. So these are the skills, and these are the soft skills mostly which we should focus on, so that robots cannot overtake us. Likewise, I would share skills of 2025, and these were presented in the most recent report of World Economic Forum. You can also download this report from the website of World Economic Forum, which is about 163 pages long, and that has beautiful insights, and you can see that which skills are growing, and which skills are reducing in which parts of the world. Especially Pakistan is also mentioned in annexure, where you can see that what skills are particularly growing and decreasing in Pakistan by 2025. But you can notice that most of the skills which are here in top 10 list, they pertain to problem solving, or they pertain to self management, working with people. So these are the skills which we have to focus on, so that we can be a part of transformation, and we can be ahead of other people in finance profession, and we can prepare ourselves for future. So now I would share some more extracts and details from World Economic Forum, because they were very insightful. Uh, yes. So as per this report, human capital investment said companies are investing on their employees, but now they expect every two companies out of three, they expect their employees to reskill, and also they want return within a year, because these days job switching has also increased. So people move after 2 or 3 years or 5 years from a job. Employers mostly expect return on their investment, on training, on skilling people within 1 year. So this was one of the insight from World Economic Forum report. And likewise, if we have females, we have some females too in this session. So for them, the good news is that for females, their portion and their share in future jobs is also increasing. So now females are largely participating in jobs, and especially people and culture related jobs. So they are, in all the areas, these numbers have increased from the prior reports. So moving on, yes, COVID-19, this has also be a major challenge for entire mankind, and there were many shifts because of this COVID-19 across all professions, across all industries. Some of the industries were even, stopped because of COVID-19. Companies could not continue because of that. Some got bankrupt, and most of the companies which were able to survive during this pandemic, they had to change the way they were doing things. And as the World Economic Forum, 83% of the companies, they have scaled to remote work. Because of remote working, they have increased their strength, and now they are able to, a small company which had a capacity of 2000 people, due to remote work, they can maybe continue with 5000 people. And similarly, company 84% companies, they are now putting more focus on digitalization, and 50% of companies, they are now putting a huge emphasis on automation. So in all these changes, they are definitely going to impact and transform the way of future jobs, and they also change the need of skills which are going to be required in future. Moving on, yes. So as per World Economic Forum report, a rate of automation has also increased. So previously it was uh, in 2020, 67% of tasks are mostly done by human beings, and 33% of the tasks, they are done by computers. But uh, in 2025, World Economic Forum, as per their research, they are expecting to increase this number to 47%. That from 33, this is going to increase. This is roughly close to 50%. So 50% of tasks would be human and 50% would be done by machines. So it means that the number which is shifting here, that would create some unemployment, but that unemployment would be overtaken by some other guys, because if someone is getting redundant, someone else is getting that job. Some other people, some other skills which are demanded by the company, they would be getting those jobs. So moving on, as per World Economic Forum, 50% of all the employees will need reskilling by 2025. So it means that there is something major disruption is going to happen across all professions, and especially finance function is a support function, and this here we can see its impact more. Likewise, reskilling of current workers core skills, they are also expected to change in next 5 years. So this was the thing which I highlighted earlier, that at the bottom half of the pyramid, the skills now, they are going to change. So you have to learn those skills quickly, and you have to quickly jump to the next phase of the pyramid. So now you have to expedite your learning, and you have to expedite your skill reskilling area. So moving on, so as per World Economic Forum, just hold on. Okay, as per World Economic Forum, it's time needed to start building new skills online in jobs of tomorrow. So as per them, in 1 to 2 months, you can learn people and culture related skills, and in 2 to 3 months, you can learn. They're just giving an example. that if some skills are complex, so that would take 2 to 3 months. And if we have some high level skills that you can learn in 4 to 5 months. So they have, the World Economic Forum is now putting more focus on learning new skills online, because because of COVID we have opportunity that technology was there with us. So in this pandemic we were having challenge, and there was lockdown all around the world. But the good news was that we had already technology in place. So we businesses were able to move to the automation. They were able to move to work from home, and internet was there, and we were able to capitalize this technology, and we were able to keep the ball rolling. So this is the need of the hour, that you should now focus, and you should now figure out that what skills are really important for you at this part of your career, and you should start building those skills over time. And especially we have kept this course for 3 months. That was purposefully done, because skills, they are learned over a period of time. If we can do 1 or 2 days session, yes, you would be motivated to learn them, but you might forget them after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But if you absorb those skills over a period of time, you can practice them, you can learn them, and you can try them on your job. And in 2 3 months, they would be a part of your skill set. So this was the core idea behind this course, that we can span it over a lengthy period of time, so that you can grow with us, rather than just doing a 1 or 2 days course, 1 or 2 days session or webinar, and after that you can start doing your normal routine job. So transformation and change, that always takes some time to happen. And the core idea behind this course is that we can transform you over 2 to 3 months, and you can feel a noticeable change in your skills and in your work. Moving on. Yes. So when you have done your degree, you have, either you are from MSc, you are from ACCA, you're from CA background, whatever background you are. When you are studying in university, requirements are different. So you have to get a good grade, you have a GPA, you have to you have to be ahead of the class. But when you move from your university to an industry, so there is a paradigm shift in requirements. Because in university, you have to compete with everyone in the class. You have to get maximum GPAs out of them. You are in a fierce competition. But when you move to industry, you moved in an organization, their requirements are totally different. There you have to work with people, and you have to work with, you have to collaborate with others, and you are rewarded for the results, what results you are generating. And results can be achieved with a team, because for any task you are dependent on others. So certain piece you have to perform, certain other piece you have to get from someone else within the team. So as a team you can create results. So this is the area that sometimes we are not really trained, that how we have to work with others, how we have to nourish our relationships. So these are the areas which are not normally taught in the universities. But soon you move to industry from academia, you have to improve your soft skills, you have to improve your people skills. So you must know that how to make your brand, how you can self develop yourself, and where you have to ask for help, and where you have to manage yourself. So these are the areas where new people, they are not much trained. And here in this course we have tried to incorporate those soft skills, which are really lacking in early career finance professionals. So this picture would show you that sometimes we have the tools, but we are not using it at the right place. So what would happen that you won't be able to create result out of that. So the result is that effort plus wrong tool is no results. So it's very important that you can identify the tools and skills that you must have at this stage of career, so that you can apply it in a correct manner, so that you can drive results, you can generate results. As I mentioned earlier, that in corporate sector you are rewarded for the results you have generated. So this is the area that you should really focus on. Moving on, I have identified 7 keys of success for finance newbies. Let's discuss them one by one. First of all, you have to take action now to transform your skill set. So you have to, and the good news is that you are the people who have really identified that you need to learn. You have, decided to come into the course. Your very first action shows that you really want to transform yourself, because there are others of many people that might have seen this course, but they didn't opt to come. So you have taken action, and especially on this Sunday morning, and you are sitting in this course, and that really shows that you really want to improve yourself, you really want to transform yourself. And I really congratulate all of you that you have taken a decision to come here and to sit here and listen to me that what I'm going to talk about. So this shows that you have to make a conviction in your mind that you have to transform your skill set. Then secondly, you have to learn and grasp hard and basic skills as soon as possible, because the sooner you learn these skills, you would be able to show results to your bosses, to your managers, and similarly they would be willing to promote you quickly. They would be willing to take you to the next levels, because you would be ready to generate those results which are expected at the higher level of career ladder. But if you are not ready to the higher grades, if you don't have those skill sets which are really needed at the next level, so how can you expect to get yourself promoted? So it's really important that you should focus and on these really needed skills and learn them as quickly as possible. Moving on, you should get comfortable with technology, because the moment you get comfortable with technology, you would be able to accelerate the results, because technology is always performing a role of catalyst. So you are learning accounting system, learning ERP system, and learning processes, they would really help you out in accelerating in this area. And the people who are not well versed with technology, they would lag behind, and you would quickly move forward with the help of technology. And that's why we have also incorporated ERP system and accounting system in this toolkit, so that you can learn these areas quickly, and you would be ahead of other people. Likewise, you have to strengthen your relationship building and collaboration skills, your people skills, because the skills that are mentioned in a World Economic Forum list, that mostly pertain to people, and these are the skills which cannot be performed by computers, by robots. So now we have also incorporated relationship building skills in our course, and also collaboration skills and networking skills and team working skills. So they would really help you out to generate results. Then you have to take ownership of your self development, self leadership, because at this stage of your career, either you are at the bottom of the ladder, or you have 1 or 3 or 5 juniors. So in this case, either you are leading them, a small group of people, or you are a follower, you are following a leader. And when you are following a leader, so you have to manage yourself in a most effective manner so that you can generate better results, you should be productive, and so that you are more helpful to your manager, to your leader. And in this way you would be able to produce results in a better manner. Moving on, you have to build your brand. Yes, because we are living in a social media age. So your brand presence, your media presence, your brand, that really matters, because nowadays uh, your HR departments, they are, when they are shortlisting people, they also see their LinkedIn profiles, what they are doing on Facebook, what kind of post they are sharing, what kind of personality he has, what different people he is meeting with. So your brand really matters, and what kind of knowledge you have. If you share some you are expert on some area, and you are sharing those posts, those knowledge areas with other people, you are demonstrating your knowledge. So you are, definitely going to be, high in that area. And for example, you have strong analysis skills, and you after 3 or 4 days you share some post related to analysis onto your LinkedIn profile. So people are going to notice that this person has these skills. Moving on, uh, yes, it's a really important thing that you have to keep in touch with external world. Yes, in corporate sector, you can't survive alone. You can't survive in silo. So you have to have build your network, and your network is your net worth. It's a very well known saying that your network is your net worth. So when you are within a company, so you have to interact with other people in other departments, and likewise you have to interact with people outside your organization. So this will also help you in getting new knowledge, getting new information, and also help you in building your brand, in getting and grabbing new opportunities, in getting you know uh, uh, job switches or new jumps. These are the 7 areas which I believe that at your level they would contribute towards a massive increase and acceleration in your career. And I'm sure that this course is going to impart and this is going to touch these 7 areas, so that it would help you in improving your skills, and that can prepare you for your future. And you have to decide that where do you belong, because uh, there are a very few people who get ahead of the curve. There are more followers and less leaders, right? And you are here to learn, you are here to improve yourself, and this shows that you are you want to do something different, you want to transform yourself. And once you are able to do it, you will notice that uh, this has transformed your life, and you will notice that are better than your peers. You are better than your contemporaries who were once with you, but when you would be promoted earlier, when you had more career jumps, and then you will notice that yes, once you made a good decision. So now let me quickly move towards the course features. Uh, Here we would be doing 24 live interactive sessions, and we would be covering 3 case studies. Yes, our core focus would be on case studies, just because our internet is full of information. We have information overload there. YouTube has tons of videos, but what is relevant for you, that's a really struggle, that you have to figure out that what is relevant and what is not relevant. So our job here is to extract relevant information for you, and present you in the form of case studies so that you can retain maximum knowledge, maximum information. And here we would be sharing 10 practical use cases of advanced Excel and dashboards so that you must know that what skills what skills of Excel you need to know, and where you can apply them in your daily life at office. And likewise, we would be adding in this one practical demonstration of accounting system, and we would also show you what is an ERP system, what are its features, and how an ERP system is implemented. That is also a part of course, but due to time constraint, we would be just covering the demonstration of an accounting system, and we would also relate that how accounting system implementation is different from ERP, and uh, by showing you the ERP implementation area, we would mention you that how it is done. So whenever it is being implemented at your companies, you would be able to contribute that, and you will be able to be a part of implementation team, and you can add value there. And we would be preparing peer groups within our whole candidates, so that peer group learning is the latest methodology of learning. Here 4 to 5 people would be grouped together, and they can do some assignments, they can discuss with themselves multiple things. So in this way you would have some networking. With 4 to 5 people you have a strong network, and they will be from different companies and different areas, so you would have more friends, and likewise your network would start growing from the peer group. And as a part of this program, you would get membership of FCA Professional Network, where you would have opportunity uh, to connect more professionals. And furthermore, we would be giving you 2 books as a gift. So I would share their names later on, and you would get a participant certificate. And we would have 2 additional sessions with senior finance leaders. I would share their details in my later presentation, and then you will get course material. So this is a comprehensive list of program features which we are currently going to start. Okay, moving on, we would have a format where actually we would be doing all the our sessions online over Zoom, just like we are doing today. And our sessions would be done every Saturday and Sunday from 11 p.m. to 12:30 p.m. And for first 15 minutes, we would have a Q&A session from the previous week, and whatever issues you have during your assignments, during your peer group discussions, you can take them to the main class. And in next hour, we would have a main session. And in last 15 minutes, we would have a Q&A session for the current session. Just like in today's session, we would have a Q&A at the end of the session. Last 15 minutes are deputed for that. And on Saturdays, we would be having hard skill session, and on Sunday we would be having a soft skill session, so that you don't get bored. And on one day you would learn hard skill, on another day you would have a soft skill. So in this way, there would be a blend of it. Okay, this is the program structure. We can also email it to you. You can also see it from the website of Finance Career Accelerators. So I won't go into the details. I would just move quickly over that. We will show you some basics of Microsoft Excel, then some advanced areas would be covered, and then all these would be in the form of case studies, and we would learn dashboards, and then we will learn accounting system and ERPs. And moving on, we would learn some processes, very important, three processes, from procurement to payment, and from order to cash, and from accounting to financial reporting. So we would cover these 3 areas, the 3 processes. And then we will implement an accounting system, QuickBooks, and you would also do with me its application in my presence. You would implement it, and then we will also show you that how to design a chart of accounts, and what ingredients are required for setting up an accounting system. We will show you so that you can do it on your own. Then we will cover personal branding skills, networking, collaboration skills, and then relationship management with the boss and colleagues, and communication within office environment. So this is a very core area where mostly early professionals lack. That's why I have incorporated especially this session here, so that you can learn how to use Microsoft Outlook, and also you can learn how to write effective emails, because we have to communicate over emails with others. So if your email is not professional, it's not up to the mark, so this will show this will show that you are not that much groomed. So so by learning this skill, you will be able to you will be able to increase your chances of progressing more quickly in your career. And then a very important session, and that would be a secret recipe of achieving more with less. So how you can prioritize your task, how you can organize your time and renew your energy. So this would be very special session. So this was a brief overview of our program structure, but this would not be in this order, because we would do it in such a way that we would blend it. On one day we would do a hard skill, and on other day we would do a soft skill. So we would blend it, we would reorganize it in a convenient manner. Okay, moving on. This is Mustfa Khan. He is, and sorry, he is an FCA. I mentioned ACA here. He's an FCA, and he has over 20 years of experience, and he has worked at 3 to 4 different companies as a chief financial officer. And right now he is managing his own firm, Mustfa Khan Co-Chartered Accountants, and he was also founder and executive committee member of Vasila Foundation, and he has also been president of CA Toastmasters Club. So he's a wonderful guy, and I just asked him that I want to have a session of my students with him, and we want to learn from his experience. So he was very generous enough that he asked me, yes, absolutely, I can do the session for your students. So absolutely, we would having a session with Musfa Khan. He would be telling us the future, what are the tips of growing in a career, especially in finance, and how how he can see the future of finance. And then we have Faraz Rafiq. He is FCMA, and right now he is in Saudi Arabia, and he is Group Chief Financial Officer at Rakam International. So he has also around 20 years of experience, and he has worked at different levels, and he has jumped up the ladder to the Group Chief Financial Officer. So we would having one session with him as well. So moving on, I would be sharing 2 books with you guys as a part of this session. What would be The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. And this book shows 7 habits. First 3 habits pertain to manage yourself, and the next 3 habits pertain to lead others. And the 7th one is unleash potential. How you can unleash your potential. So I believe that this book will be really helpful for you in transforming yourself. And one of my mentors told me that if you want to read one book in your life, and then that should be the book of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So how important is this book? So this book, uh, hats off to Stephen R. Covey, who has written incredibly beautiful habits, and you would be amazed to know that till date this book has over 30 million copies sold. So this would be it would be a worth reading book for you guys. And then second book which I would be sharing with you is Good to Great. So good is the enemy of great. As per this book has shown 5 levels of leadership, and at the bottom you can see that the first level of leadership is highly capable individual. So you guys, once you are polished, once you are able to make positive contributions to the company, to the team you are working in, so you are at level 1 leadership. So we are actually preparing you for the level 1 and level 2 leadership, where you can contribute to a team and you can contribute to your personal life. You can be, you can transform yourself, and you can prepare yourself to a competent manager, because once you are not good in these two areas, you are not able to promote to level 3. So we would be basically preparing you for level 2 and level 1 in this course. Yes, and as a part of FCA talent pool, we have a plan that anyone who is going to complete this program, he would be a part of FCA talent pool, and we would be sharing the individual profiles of those people with recruiters and employers upon request, so that they can directly approach you, and we would let them know that these guys have these kind of skills polished, and we can also mention them that yes, we can verify these skills, because we would converse with you guys, and we can through your assignments we would come to know that whether you have learned those skills or not. So upon your completion of Finance Newbie Toolkit program, you would be automatically become a part of FCA Toolkit, the FCA talent pool. Okay, that was all from my end, and now I would hand over to Faisal. And also, if you have any questions from me, just let me know, because after that I would be handing over to Avas, who is an Excel guru, and he would be having a 5 to 7 minutes quick session before we wrap up.
That was a very enlightening session, everyone. So we'll just take 5 minutes for questions if anyone has them. So please use the chat box on the right of Zoom to please type in your questions, and we'll go through them one by one. We'll give 5 minutes of questions.
I guess if anyone has question, he can just press the raise hand option. I'll gonna unmute him and he can ask that question too, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I think that would be a good option. They can ask question through voice. That's not a big deal. Yes, Avas. Any questions so far?
Yes, we've received one question about the slides being emailed to the delegates.
Okay, that's not a big deal. We can share with you guys. No problem.
Assalamualaikum.
Welcome.
जी सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच. अदनान हेयर. और एक अच्छा सेशन है, और जो अपेरेंटली चीज़ें इसमें नज़र आ रही हैं फॉर न्यूबीज, आई थिंक इट वुड बी वेरी हेल्पफुल. और एक टुवर्ड्स मैं समझता हूँ कि पेइंग टुवर्ड्स सोसाइटी नॉर्म्स, इट्स ए गुड जेस्चर. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू फॉर डूइंग दिस. और मेरा क्वेश्चन है इस हवाले से कि जैसे भी आपने कहा कि अवैस साहब जो हैं वो जो एक्सेल गुरु हैं वो इसमें मतलब हमें एक्सेल के हवाले से ट्रेन करेंगे और गाइड करेंगे एडवांस स्टेजेस के हवाले से. सो माय क्वेश्चन इज दिस कि जो एक्सेल के ऊपर वर्किंग है वो तो आई थिंक इट वुड बी मोर इंटरैक्टिव, और फिर आप चीज़ों को साथ साथ देख भी रहे हैं, और माइट भी अगर आप उसके साथ अपना भी एक यानी मेरा ख्याल है ऑप्शंस को, क्योंकि आप बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी होंगी कि आप उसके अंदर अगर आप चीज़ों को टाइमली नहीं अप्लाई करते हैं तो माइट भी जो है वो उसका कोई इतना इफेक्टिव इम्पैक्ट ना हो. सो अवैस साहब से मैं ये रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूँगा कि इसको मोर इफेक्टिव बनाने के लिए कि हम उनकी स्किल्स से ज़्यादा बेटर वे में लर्न कर सकें, हमें क्या करना होगा, हम साथ उसको चीज़ों को साथ उसी तरह से अपने लैपटॉप से ओपन करके साथ साथ करते जाएं, बिकॉज इट वुड नॉट बी जस्ट ए लिसनिंग सेशन। और इसके साथ साथ अगर हम उसको प्रैक्टिकली साथ कर रहे हो तो इट वुड बी आई थिंक मोर हमारे लिए फिजिबल होगा। बाकी वैसा आप गाइड करें हमें इस हवाले से।
जी, इसमें मैं आपको थोड़ा सा कर दूं, अवैस जस्ट अ मिनट, देन आई विल हैंड ओवर यू। इसमें ऐसे है कि हमने इसको इंटरेक्टिव ही रखना है इंशाल्लाह। एंड इसमें एक्सेल की जो आप लोग साथ साथ एक्सेल यूज करेंगे अपने पास सिस्टम्स में, और अवैस जो हैं वो आपसे एक्सेल की जो है वो टेम्पलेट शेयर करेंगे बिफोर द सेशन, जिसमें कुछ क्वेश्चंस हो, कुछ डेटा होगा ऑलरेडी, और कुछ उसमें फॉर्मूलाज लगा के उसमें से इंफॉर्मेशन को सॉर्ट आउट करना होगा। उसमें से रिक्वायरमेंट्स पहले से मेंशन होंगी कि आपने व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, व्हाट यू हैव टू एक्सट्रैक्ट आउट ऑफ दिस डेटा यूजिंग सम फार्मूला। तो ड्यूरिंग द सेशन अवैस पहले आपको स्किल सिखाएंगे, एंड देन आफ्टर दैट यू विल बी गिवन सम टाइम टू परफॉर्म, और फिर उसको कर सकेंगे। अवैस आप भी अपने इसमें कुछ इनपुट ऐड कर दें।
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome all of you
वालेकुम
guys.
अस्सलाम।
Thanks for joining us. Let me just quickly walk you through what I have prepared for today's orientation. Then I think it will cover a lot of questions of you guys. Then we'll entertain the other questions later on. जो अभी एक्सेल से रिलेटेड हम लोगों ने कोर्स लेआउट जो ऑलरेडी शेयर किया हुआ है, बट आई विल जस्ट क्विकली वॉक यू थ्रू इट बिकॉज एक्सेल इज मोर लाइक ऑफ डूइंग प्रैक्टिकल थिंग्स देन जस्ट डिस्क्राइबिंग इट। एक्सेल को मैं बेसिकली दो एडवांस और बेसिकली बेसिक्स के अंदर इसको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करता हूँ। बेसिक्स एक्सेल जो हम करेंगे बिल्कुल एग्जैक्टली क्योंकि हमारे पास बहुत से ऐसे पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं जो कि बहुत ज़्यादा फेमिलियर नहीं हैं, तो उनके लिए ये होगा कि हम लोग एक शुरू के 2-3 सेशन ऐसे होंगे कि जिसमें हम प्योरली बेसिक कंसिडर करेंगे और साथ ही उनसे रिलेटेड कुछ एग्जांपल्स होंगे जिनके ऊपर हम वर्कआउट करेंगे। बेसिक्स के अंदर मतलब बेसिक लेआउट है, लिमिटेशन ऑफ एक्सेल, प्रेजेंटेशन, राइटिंग ऑफ फार्मूलाज, रेफरेंसेस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट। बहुत से लोग जो हैं वो रेफरेंसेस को प्रॉपर्ली यूज नहीं कर सकते, वेदर इट इज अ रिलेटिव रेफरेंस, एब्सोल्यूट रेफरेंस, टोटल फ्रीज करना है, पार्शियल रो पार्शियल कॉलम फ्रीज करना है। Then there comes basic formulas like text formulas, left, right, mid, length, then date and time, lookup formulas, most famously VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and index match, how you're going to use mismatching using index match. Then there are logical formulas, and if or not, that makes a lot of sense while you're doing analysis kind of things. So these are the things, these are the basic formulas we have been working on with a lot of examples, inshallah. Then there are Excel built-in tools that are really readily available, charts, pivot tables that summarize most of your work while doing while playing with GLs during our office environments, and making a lot of reports within few seconds, within few clicks. Also, there are some data validations, what if analysis. These are the things. Then moving on, we'll be working with advanced Excel. What is advanced Excel? Using all the basics concepts and getting all out of it by manipulating these various formulas. For example, just for out of curiosity, I've prepared a little example for you guys. Let me share with you an example of advanced formula. Here I go. Sad, is it visible?
I think your screen is shared. My screen is shared. Just let me stop.
Yeah, please.
So guys, can you see a vast screen?
Yes, we can see.
ओके
Okay.
तो बेसिकली मैं यहाँ पे मतलब एक छोटी सी मैंने एग्जांपल प्रिपेयर किया आप लोगों के लिए कि हमारे पास एक छोटा सा सिनेरियो है, कॉलम बी है मेरे पास, ठीक है। इस कॉलम बी में एक हमारे पास एक क्यूरी आई दैट एक्चुअली क्यूरी रेज्ड इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी अराउंड 4 to 5 years ago। हमारे पास एक बहुत कम्प्लेक्स बड़ा डाटा था जिसके अंदर कुछ नंबर्स थे, दैट नंबर्स वर बेसिकली द स्टेट codes actually. So we had to split that state codes that were of 4 figure digits, 5 digits, 6 digits. So that was a hell lot of data, our new acquisition, and we have to separate all the state codes from US into a different cell. So as you can see, नाम है, नाम के बिल्कुल एंड पे नंबर्स हैं, फिर बिटवीन द नेम, स्टार्ट ऑफ द नेम, नंबर्स और काउंट्स इनका डिफरेंट है, ठीक है। इसको रिजॉल्व किया है बिल्कुल छोटे छोटे फार्मूलाज को यूज करके। अब तकरीबन मेरे पास 9 टाइप्स ऑफ फार्मूलाज हैं जिसको मैंने यूज किया है, और एक मैंने बड़ा एक कॉम्प्लेक्स फार्मूला बनाया है, ठीक है। अब यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं कि कॉम्प्लेक्स फार्मूले में from the very start to beginning you will see what kind of formula it is, what kind of language it is even, but these are the basic combination of these basic formulas. Mid formula that brings a text somewhere middle out of string, find, if, error, indirect. I guess most of you who've been using Microsoft Excel must be familiar with these basic formulas, but what we have achieved here is by using all three formulas, and I have fetched a lot all the numbers wherever it has been placed. There is only one formula that I've copied that I've applied on one cell and copied to all of bottom of the cells. So this is how I am going to use and convert the basic formulas to Excel formulas, just to make you guys understand that these are the basic things. Basically, we just think that these formulas are very large enough and they are very difficult to understand. That is not, because we have not been applying from the start to the end. These are the basically chunk of simple formulas. And the secondly, in advanced Excel, I would say that I will be using on dynamic charts and dashboard reporting. It's also a very dynamic tool, because the whatever the preparation you have done, whatever the data you have played with, but once you are not able to properly present it to the management, to the reporting authority, then that all goes in vain. So again, I'll show you an example of dynamic charts and some kind of dashboard I have prepared in my one of my organization. And let me know if it is visible to you now. Sad, is it visible now?
Yes, it is
Visible.
visible.
Okay, so here I have an example. ये एक basically five multiple organizations थी जिनके एक benchmarking की working करने को मुझे कहा गया था, and I had a lot of organizations at my perusal to deal with. There were around 15 to 20 organizations I was given to compare with the one I am working with. So here you can see कि मतलब एक बहुत वाइड लिस्ट ऑफ डाटा था जिसको मैंने बहुत एक ऑर्गेनाइज किया एक इस फॉर्मेशन के अंदर कि ताकि मैं उनको कंसोलिडेट करके डाटा को इस तरीके से यूज़ कर सकूं। और सेकेंडली, ये डायनामिक चार्ट्स की जो मैं बात कर रहा हूँ कि किस तरीके से हम लोगों ने एक मल्टीपल जो शीट्स हैं उनको कंबाइन किया और मल्टीपल उसके क्या नाम है हम लोगों ने लेआउट्स निकाले हैं, मल्टीपल परसेंटेजेस हैं, मल्टीपल उनके क्या नाम है इंडिकेटर्स हैं। सेकेंडली, combining all of the organization, all of the companies in one graph is not a easy way. So I have used some developer buttons. I don't know, some of you are maybe familiar with these or not. So these are the developers buttons that we can use to just for the presentation and making it easier for the management to take decision making. So these are the some of the examples of what you can say a dashboard reporting kind of thing. So the third thing in advanced Excel, I would like to say that pivot table is definitely an advanced thing, but nowadays we have another tool available in our 2016 and the later version of Microsoft Excel, that is Power Pivot. Power Pivot also, what you can say, holds a lot of new things, specifically communicating a number of tables, number of from number of sources that you can connect with somewhere online cloud or to your databases, and it has a lot of what you can say uses. Let me share you an example of what I have been doing. That yes, here we are. Let me see. So let me know if it is visible.
Okay.
Is it visible?
Yes.
Yeah, it is
Yes.
visible.
ये it looks like a simple pivot table. Okay, आपको मतलब एक pivot table ही है, that's not a different thing. But ये pivot table एक external data source से उठाया गया है, and that is not a single table actually. ठीक है, ये इसका जो working area है that is being fetched from here. ठीक है, और इसको हम लोगों ने यहाँ ये इसका बैक एंड पे इसकी डेटाबेस पूरी अवेलेबल होती है। ठीक है, और इसी के अंदर हम लोग यूज़ करते हैं डैक्स एक्सप्रेशन, जैसे कि एक्सेल के अंदर फार्मूलाज हैं, इसी तरीके से पावर पिवट के अंदर डैक्स एक्सप्रेशन यूज़ होते हैं। ये एक एग्जांपल है डैक्स एक्सप्रेशन, मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है डाटा एनालिसिस एक्सप्रेशन। पावर बीआई एक बड़ा यूनिक और नया टूल है जो कि डाटा एनालिस्ट और जो है डाटा साइंटिस्ट बहुत हैवी बल्क डाटा को यूज़ करने के लिए, मैनिपुलेट करने के लिए इसको यूज़ करते हैं। सो बेसिकली पावर बीआई का ही एक स्मॉलर वर्जन पावर पिवट है जो कि एक्सेल के अंदर बिल्ट इन अवेलेबल है। वी हैव बीन यूजिंग विद दिस आपको पावर पिवट के ऊपर भी थोड़ी सी एग्जांपल करवाएंगे, एडवांस लेवल के ऊपर आके इसके अंदर जो इसकी ERD डायग्राम्स है, एंटिटी रिलेशनशिप डायग्राम के, किस तरीके से आप लोग मल्टीपल टेबल्स को, उनके जो ये मल्टीपल टेबल्स हैं लेकिन हमने उनको कंबाइन करके एनालाइज करने के लिए एक टेबल के अंदर समराइज किया है, ताकि हमारा मतलब एक टाइम भी बहुत ज़्यादा इसके अंदर यूटिलाइज होता है, सेव होता है, और सेकेंडली हम लोगों को एक बहुत हैवी टेबल बनाने के बजाय मल्टीपल टेबल्स को आपस में ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं। सो ये बेसिकली कुछ एडवांस एक्सेल से रिलेटेड चीज़ें हैं जो कि आप लोगों के साथ इन अ केस स्टडी टाइप फॉर्म के अंदर हम आपके साथ शेयर करेंगे, ठीक है। और आपको ऑब्वियसली सेशन एंड के ऊपर एक क्वेश्चन या एक टास्क वगैरह भी प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा, ताकि जो हम लोगों ने वर्किंग की हुई है आज के दिन या एक पीरियड टू डेट, वो सारी की सारी आप लोग खुद से भी यूटिलाइज कर सकें, उसके ऊपर अप्लाई करें, ताकि हम देख सकें कि यार जिस तरीके से एक चीज़ कम्युनिकेट की जा रही है, दैट इज़ बीइंग प्रॉपरली डन विद यू गाइज और नॉट. So this is how we're gonna do it. Still, you guys have any question, let us know, and I'll be handing stage to Saad. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Wes. And I would also thank all of you for attending this session. We are about to close because we had a plan of doing it 1.5 hour, and I would like we should wrap it up on time. And I would just like to mention that you might have heard that data is the new oil, right? We have been generating tons of data every day, just like on Facebook, social media, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Everywhere, tons of data is being generated. Likewise, in an organization, tons of data is produced every day. But using that data and handling that data and getting useful insights out of that data, that is really helpful. And then this is the area where there is potential for growth, because out of data, when you are able to get useful insights, you can get proper decision making out of that. You can take good decisions for the company, and those decisions can create value for the shareholders. So you have to focus on polishing your data handling skills, and you have to focus on your data analysis skills, and also likewise you have to focus on people skills, so that that data is with multiple people in the company. So you have to focus on your relationship with ERP system as well, because you must know how to pull system out of ERP. So you must know how to get that data from an accounting system. So this is the whole idea behind this course, this program, that you must be able to handle data, and you must be able to prepare yourself for your career growth and to accelerate your career towards the next ladder. So with this, I would like to conclude this session, and I thank you all of you for joining this. And we look forward all of you to joining session from next Sunday, so that you can start learning and polishing your skills. And yes, our session would start at 11 a.m. and that would wrap up in 1.5 hours. So we have specially put it in first half of weekend, so that you can do your other stuffs and other chores in second half of your weekend, because mostly if you have some commitments, they are in second half or at night in the on weekend. So this morning half is mostly available with us, so we can make this investment on you can make this investment on yourself, so that you can groom yourself, and so that you can excel in your career. So that's pretty much from our end, and with these words, I would now conclude this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Saad, there is a repeated question that the Excel session should be on Sunday, as some people have office on Saturdays, and they would need a bit of concentration for the Excel sessions.
Okay, not a problem. We can do it. We can do it on Sunday. That's not a big deal.
Thank you so much, sir.
And also we have a WhatsApp group in place. You guys can also communicate with yourself in that group, and I would request all of you to keep that relevant, because just have relevant discussion in that group, because that would be beneficial for all of us, and this will not irritate anyone. And because we have people from diverse backgrounds, so I had a certain participant from overseas, so that's why I had to resort to English communication session. So but I couldn't see them in the participants list today. So if they didn't join us, then we would definitely resort our communication to Urdu, for that would be convenient for all of us. But if some foreigners come here in this session, then then we have to resort to English session. Otherwise, we would resort to Urdu. That's not a big deal for us. So let's see if they come in next session. Otherwise, we can do it in Urdu. That's not a big deal. Any other question?
Talal, you have muted your mic, I guess. I have unmuted you. You have raised.
Talha had a question.
Talha.
I saw his hand raised.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Walaikum salam. Yes, Talha.
I have a question that if someone misses a lecture because of some unavoidable situation, what is the backup to get that lecture?
Well, I would recommend all of you to join the session personally. That would be really helpful for you. But in case someone misses it, we are trying to record it, and but also our online vocabulary. I'm saying vocabulary online vocabulary of library. So library of lectures that would be available on website, but that is under development right now. So we would see some other way in which we can share recordings with you, but there might be some interruption in that. So try to join the session in person, but we will look for some way around in case there's a missing session.
Sir,
Thank you.
sir, I have a question regarding this.
Okay.
Can you share the audio of whole session in a WhatsApp group or any other site so that we can understand in clear way?
Sorry, I can't understand what you want us to share.
Basically, I am asking them that if you can share the audio of whole session which you have delivered, so that we can share with others. They will also listen this and they can understand this session.
I could not really. You can also use Urdu if you are more comfortable in that. उर्दू में भी आप पूछ सकते हैं, कोई मसला नहीं है.
मेरे कहने का ये मकसद है कि मैं मतलब करना चाह रहा हूँ कि जो आपने सेशन अभी किया है इसका आप ऑडियो शेयर कर सकते हैं, मतलब बाकी जो हैं जो नहीं अटेंड कर पा रहे हैं उनके लिए, मतलब
Basically
समझी
the
आप बात कर रहे हैं?
audio recording.
ऑडियो रिकॉर्डिंग. हाँ, ऑडियो हम शेयर कर सकते हैं, कोई मसला नहीं है. ऑडियो भी उसमें आ जाए, कोई हाँ ठीक है. बिकॉज देखो ऑडियो में होता है कि समटाइम्स स्लाइड्स भी बहुत रेलेवेंट होती हैं कोई मैसेज देने के लिए. जैसे आज के सेशन में भी हमने स्लाइड्स रखी थी, हम ऑडियो भी कर सकते थे, लेकिन स्लाइड्स वर हेल्पफुल इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग द मैसेज. तो इसी तरीके से ऑडियो भी ठीक है, ऑडियो भी विल आल्सो बी हेल्पफुल, लेकिन हाँ वीडियो के साथ ज़्यादा हेल्पफुल. अगर आप इन पर्सन ज्वाइन करते हैं तो ज़्यादा बेहतर है, अदरवाइज आप ऑडियोज भी अवेलेबल कर देंगे, कोई मसला नहीं है. ग्रुप में आ जाएगी ऑडियो. इट्स अ गुड सजेशन. ठीक है जी. एनी अदर कमेंट्स, एनी फीडबैक यू वांट टू शेयर?
Please raise your hand so that I can unmute you guys.
Okay, I think it's good to go now. Okay, ji. Thank you everyone, and we will see you next Saturday, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thanks
Have
for
a good
joining.
day.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.